Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is the second video in hopefully a many part series that my channel will be exclusively following, where I go and I build a building or several buildings in this world with all of you. So I'm gonna fly out here and show you what we built in the last episode. We built this cute little fisherman's shack. Tried different building techniques and put this little more unique building block and stone for our roof. Anyway, in this second video, I thought we'd put together a little bit of a port. Nothing big, nothing fancy. This is just going to be a little town right here. But we're going to build somewhere for 2 or 3 small boats to dock on their way either out of the river or on their way upstream. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I recently learned how to do basic video cuts, and I'm going to build a quick framework for what I'm thinking, and then I will jump back to you. Alright, I'm back, guys, and this is the shape I'm thinking. So, smaller dock right here, imagining a rowboat there, another boat right here, and maybe another boat here. Right here is going to be more of a port than a dock. Maybe probably some small freight or delivery or shipping thing, maybe even a barge. And then right here, just a couple more small fishing vessels. So let's go down here, and we're going to texture out this smaller dock together. And then after that, I'm going to do the same to the other boats. So I'm going to break in and go in and just switch out strips of 3 and 4 for oak. And doing this ends up giving build a bit of texture and variation, which is super important, can really bring a build to life. One of my favorite things to add. So I've got a couple of different materials here to really try and break up the overall texture of this build. Try and slip in quite a few of these to make it really break apart. How about right here? That's a good spot. Alright, so we've done spruce, oak, jungle, birch is a bit too light. Alright. I'm going to slip in a couple more of these to really try and break it up. Alright, how about that? I think that looks pretty good. Go in here and definitely jungle. Alright, so we textured out that. Now, we're going to texture out our poles. So what I'm going to do is go into the log. We get spruce logs already. So we'll also grab dark oak and regular oak. just go in and take out a couple of spots and replace them. With the dark oak. Now the dark oak is super close to the spruce. But it's just got a little bit of a more faded out color pattern, which I think will look really good mixed into this dock. Alright. Just keep adding these and mixing them around. Alright, I think that's good. Then we'll stick in a couple of these. See what we think of them. Really try and break up that overall blandness that the darker logs can give. We'll keep on adding some of these lighter logs, and that should really break it apart. Alright, what do we think? That one? That really gives us a lot of texture. Alright, let's go in and make each of these a little bit taller, since they generally look a lot better if they've got some height to them. And we'll make that one a tiny bit taller, and this one here also a tiny bit taller. We're going to use these three as our light sources. We'll grab a lantern, grab a fence, spruce fence, why not? Then we will hang lanterns from each of these. Alright. Then to cap each of those off, also going to want to put slabs in on top. For each of those, it's probably about that. There we go. So that's how we're going to basically texture each of these. Well, hang on. Alright. Definitely going to go in here and give this one a little bit more flavor. I think each of these should have a little bit more. There we go. That's better. Okay. So that's how we're going to do each of these. I'm going to go in and do that to the rest of them. Be back in just a minute. Alright, and we're back. This bit has been terraformed a little. I ended up getting a little bit carried away and did started a detailed cliff, which I'm hoping I carry out around this corner right here for this plateau. But in the meantime, I'm thinking what we do is one last thing for the end of this episode. We go and we detail the docks, put in some barrels, maybe even a building over here by this. So first, let's go in. We'll detail this little area here. So, as I said, barrels. I want some of these. Want one of those. Some of those. Just gonna keep on grabbing a couple of things that we can use. And then we're going to jump right into building. I think that's probably pretty good right there. All right, little set of barrels right there. Barrel right there. And then let's put that. Like that. And then like that. We're going to put a couple of these around. I figured this out a little while back. You can use these basically like shelves for fish. And they look great. Alright. Put a chest here. But instead of going on a normal chest, actually box this one in. Maybe we'll do that with a barrel instead. Yeah, like that. I like it. Give it some texture. I think that looks nice. Give some of those some shape. Alright. We're going to put a couple more of these fish racks right here. This is pretty much a spot for everybody, for all the normal people. Alright, toss in a couple of fish like that, and then like that as well. Alright, and then thinking right here. Barrels, and then we'll put this thing right here, wheat. Alright. Just tossing that together, that gives a little bit more life to this area. I think that looks good. Of course, we'll come back later and do a little bit more in the future as we get more practice and as we keep moving through episodes, but we'll do the same thing over here. I'm going to put one of these barrels in here. We'll line it up right there like they're planning on loading these. double chest like that. Alright. Barrel chest like that. And then let's put one of these right here. Let's make this one thinner and taller. Okay. I think that looks good right there. Just tossing a couple of these things in here can really bring life to an area. Alright. Looking good so far. Alright, I'm going to toss in some storage stuff right here. Big pile of this. From the farms, that's going to be shipped out. Now, of course, we haven't built any of those farms, but we'll get there eventually. Pile of that. And have to put a couple of these in here, just because that's going to look a lot better that way. Alright. That looks good. And we're going to put a couple of empty pallets as well. It's kind of like that. Alright. Just put a couple more barrels around. Like that. And I'm thinking we'll put one more of these pallets right here. That alright. For now, I think we're good. Thank you all for joining me in this episode. I hope you really enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in our next one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It really shows your support. And if you've got any ideas for builds that you'd like me to do in this world, please don't hesitate to comment below. I'm still learning how to do all this video work, so if you've got any particular programs or techniques that you'd recommend for a new person to video editing, that would be fantastic. You'd also leave that in the comments. I'm looking towards a couple of different ideas as the channel starts to grow. One of which, a particular favorite of mine, is being able to invite some of you, the viewers, on as the in the future of the channel to be able to build some of these houses, especially with places like that over there. And if you are interested in that, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. If there's anything else you want to let me know, I do also have a email in my channel's description if you'd like to contact me more privately. See you next time.